you up to? Oh no, today's May the 4th! Alright, isn't this good, R20? Good old-fashioned Star Wars Day. RJ and R20, RJ and R20, watching Star Wars. 20 years. Oh no! I need to do the Rick and Morty review! Happy May the 4th, cartoon fanatics. I'm RJ, and welcome back to Cartoon Corner. Now, this would be a good day to cover Disney Plus's season of the Clone Wars, if I got around to watching it yet, which I haven't. But we've got new Rick and Morty to talk about. I haven't been as consistent with covering Season 4 of Rick and Morty, mostly because I don't like making a Cartoon Corner if I don't have anything interesting to say about it. And my reviewing brain cells definitely died after the Dragon episode. What can one say about the Dragon episode? What do you say after that? Nothing. You say nothing. But this most recent one I want to cover because it's completely off the rails and it kind of jabs at people looking too deeply into cartoons, like myself. The majority of this episode is Rick and Morty on this giant plot device train that tries out all these random ideas for episodes. It seems like another clip show when it starts, but it just unravels into absolute chaos. Rick's goal is to destroy this train along with its convoluted plot ideas, and there are so many things being thrown at you that it's hard to focus on exactly what's going on. I'm not sure if I can even describe this as meta. It just feels like the writers couldn't pick a plot and just threw everything in using this train as a device to use all of those ideas. I think I just described the whole episode on accident. After cycling through this insanity several times, Rick and Morty make it to the engine to face off against the story maker who's causing this whole train mess. They get into a fist fight and trap the story maker into one of his own story worlds with the power of Christian storytelling. I know they probably wrote this ironically, but that part was decently written. At least as decent as Rick and Morty gets. Boy, this is a weird video to upload the day after our Sunday school video. So, if you've been able to follow me trying to follow this episode, the Rick and Morty we've been following, I said follow a whole bunch of times there. Anyway, they're just tiny characters in a toy train that supposedly the real Morty bought for the real Rick. In the end, nothing actually happened. We just went on this insane trip in a toy train. Now, at this point, I was wondering if there was a point to all of this. Am I supposed to feel a lesson? Is there a takeaway? Is this just a giant mess? It certainly felt like a giant mess, but I think there is a point. The point is there's no point. I'll try and explain that. The first 2 seasons of Rick and Morty brought together this huge accumulation of a fandom. And in a post-Gravity Falls cartoon world, a lot of us started to look into every cartoon like there was a hidden mystery. Now, not all cartoons have a deeper story going on, and that's okay. But to the ones that gave hints, it was the time for the theorists to dig their claws in right in deep. You either got satisfying payoffs, such as reveals in OKKO, disappointing truths, like witnessing the end of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, or something kind of in between. But this is Rick and Morty, a show not only designed for adults, but one where one of the creators has close ties with the creator of Gravity Falls. It was fun to find Easter eggs and in-jokes, but the introduction of Evil Morty all the way back in Season 1 sent us into speculation of where this might start going. And the message of this episode seemed to be addressing those theories and trying to unravel the secret plot underneath the insanity. And the message was there isn't anything to look into. There's no secret story, there's no understanding Rick's backstory or trying to see what Evil Morty will do and what his backstory and endgame is, there's none of that. We all took this show too seriously, so seriously that people harassed McDonald's establishments over one joke. And that message is really disappointing, but we probably caused most of this mess. If Season 3 fell off the rails during the second half, Season 4 feels like it's trying to recuperate from that mess created. And in order to do that, the show is telling us time and time again to not look into things. It's just a silly show about a mad scientist and his grandson going on some wacky adventures. That's it. End of discussion. Enjoy the episodes and don't make a fuss about it. Now, I could be completely wrong about this. The idea might be to convince the audience to not look into things anymore, to try and tone it down, and then they might try to bring back a more coherent storyline. I don't know what to think or how to address basic Rick and Morty episodes because there's just not much to address. It seems like it might be deep with crazily complex characters, but maybe I looked into things too hard because I wanted there to be something beyond the surface level. But at the same time, seasons 1 and 2 gave off the strong impression that there was something beyond the surface. Are you confused yet? Great, so am I! I want to wrap things up, so I'll try and make some clearness out of this review. This episode was a wild trip that highly suggested to not go crazy over Rick and Morty storylines and theories. Is it serious? Is it a joke? I don't know. But that's the way Rick and Morty is. They don't give answers to these ideas, they just throw them out there to see what happens. If you think of it like that, then things don't feel as much of a convoluted mess because the whole point is for it to be a convoluted mess. Hopefully that made some sense because my head is spinning right now trying to figure this out. Well, there you have it, my attempt to go over and explain the new Rick and Morty episode. If you liked it, give a thumbs up and press that like button. I know most of the videos on this channel are for kids, but this video certainly isn't, so comment your thoughts of what this episode was all about down below. If you think I'm completely off the mark with my takeaway, then please comment what you got out of this because, like I said, my head is spinning from watching it, and it's slightly spinning as I'm trying to make sense of all of this. I think I'm going to go enjoy May the 4th and watch some Star Wars now. Until next time!